The city of Palm Springs is one step closer to acquiring the patio of a restaurant located next to the Plaza Theatre. Hello, I'm Karen Devine.
And I'm John White. It all started with a safety concern as a large restoration project at the theater in the downtown area continues. Tonight, restaurant owners are calling this poor planning and they're fighting back.
News Channel 3's Luis Avila is live in studio holding officials accountable and looking into this dispute. Luis?
Yeah, that's right, Karen and John. And you really need a visual first to make sense of all of this. So take a look at this map behind me. You can see it's the walkway between the theater and the sidewalk. And right here you can actually make out the patio of the restaurant, La Calura Trattoria. And that's exactly what the city says needs to be moved in order to comply with code. But the owners say it'll mean bad news for their restaurant.
We feel like we've been abused in every aspect.
Ignacio Batalla has owned Calura Trattoria for 22 years. He says years of work has gone into his patio, but now it's at risk of being removed by the city. A process he says has been unfair.
It was a poor planning. They should have had worked out the egress and ingress to the theater prior to breaking the constructions. As far as I know. You don't start backward, you start building, and then you just push everybody out of the way.
He adds he was given short notice, but president of the Plaza Theatre Foundation, J.R. Roberts, denies this.
We didn't know until the fire department made its findings about how wide it needed to be, but that happened long before we broke ground on the theater. So as I say, these negotiations with the building owner, with Grit Development, have been going on for at least a year now.
Roberts says it's a public safety concern to leave the patio there. According to California Building Code, the easement has to be widened in case of an emergency. But Ignacio says the city wants to take more than what's required.
The 20-foot mark ends right here. They want to take the whole thing away.
Yes, it would require a substantial amount of where their existing outdoor dining area was. So that's why the city offered to move it completely.
Now they tell me the city is offering to move their patio right over here in front of their restaurant at this parking spot, but they tell me it'll mean more problems for their business.
We will have to cross about 5 feet of sidewalk with walking traffic and plates, economic damages, and then they should be responsible for that. They can just take us, move you across the street, and say, here you go, we gave you the patio, wherever happens, happens.
Roberts says the city brought in a consultant to analyze the effects of moving the patio and found no impacts.
That the city has offered the building owner a substantial amount of money. From my perspective, they will be gaining more people walking past their food right on the street.
Until then, Ignacio says he will continue to work to protect his restaurant.
We are 100% for the project, but the pattern and how all this is started, it's completely abusive.
No agreement has been reached as of now, and negotiations will continue between the restaurant owners and the city. And as you saw, there is a petition at the restaurant that has garnered 600 signatures. Stay with News Channel 3 as we continue to follow this developing story. Live in studio, Luis Avila, News Channel 3.